G'day ladies and gents, and welcome back to War Thunder. Today I've got some pretty special news that maybe you wouldn't have heard of before, but the Sea Jesus, or the Sea Meteor Mark III, is back. Yes, that's right, the well-loved Sea Meteor Mark III has been reduced in battle rating from 8.0, where it suffered, where it faced sabers, where it just could not keep up, to 7.7, where it's a lot better. Why is it a lot better? Because now it doesn't get absolutely reamed by everything. Now it has a chance. The Sea Meteor is a Meteor Mark III with Meteor Mark IV engines as far as I'm aware, and pretty much performs extremely well. The Meteor Mark III is a decent airframe, it turns quite well, it doesn't really roll as well, but with this extra engine performance, it is crazy good. Picture, so if you love the Meteor Mark III, picture the Meteor Mark III, but with better engines, so that means better acceleration, higher top speed, better energy retention, and overall, awesome performance. This is kind of like a baby Mark 8 Meteor at 7.7, where the Meteor Mark 8 at 8.0 is almost the meta jet. That's crazy. This plane is awesome. It's kind of like a mix between the Mark 8 and the Mark 3, retaining the sort of low roll rate but good turn rate, kind of like an early Spitfire, and combining that with awesome energy retention. It's almost like an LF Mark 9, but in a jet form. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. It's so awesome to play with. What I'm doing here is I'm doing my usual. This jet performs best not only at sea level, but it has such high acceleration that I can reach my top speed very, very quickly. And what I can do then is, when I hit my top speed, put it into a slight climb so that I'm maintaining speed, and that way I can make the most out of my energy. Now, I have a couple of really good teammates with me. I have my good mate Blazeroo, who's managed to Q-snipe me here, because this match was recorded on stream. For those of you who don't know, in the video description, have a quick squiz, and you should find my Twitch. I stream every now and then. Come along, leave a follow, say hi. I normally stream at weird hours, so, no promises. But here I am in the Mark III, pretty much redlining in a straight line. It's kind of like an LA7, but like a little bit slower, which is fine. Good 7.7 is perfect for it, honestly. And you can see what I'm doing. I'm basically zooming past all of the jets that are climbing. And what I can do is, if I find an opportune target, I can just pitch up because I've built enough speed in the straight line to pretty much negate the effects of the enemy's climb. Doesn't matter how high they climb, they can't beat me if I go straight. If I just go in a straight line, I can pitch up for them without problems. And this is why you do not climb like a prop in jets. If you're going to climb, if you want separation, if you don't go for altitude, you go for separation in jets. If you want that, you rush to the side. And this is exactly what this Meteor falls victim to here. You can see a bit of poor shooting, and I believe Blaze gets some shots there, but I managed to get a really nice crit because he's pretty much caught off guard. There's 3 or 4 of us rushing, and if you catch them off guard, there's no chance. No one stands a chance against you. It's basically whoever rushes the best, and you can see there Blaze and a techie guy who... I can't really read his name in the preview window, but shout out to him as well. Really, really good player in the Venom there. But, they've both managed to harass this one guy who's come after me, who's been climbing, and now has realized, oh crap, there's a guy behind me, turns and wastes even more energy, whereas I'm in a plane that has really good energy retention, really good acceleration, and I'm gaining way more energy than these guys. In a couple of minutes, I'll have more altitude and more speed than them, just because I've been using my energy properly. You can do it in pretty much any plane as well. You can do it in a Sabre, you can do it in a MiG-15, you can do it in a MiG-19, in an F-100, in a T-2. This is what I always do in jets, and this is why I would never advocate for you to side climb. You should always try and build up as much speed as possible. In props, jets, so with props, your speed doesn't really mean as much as your altitude, because you can really easily gain altitude in a jet, whereas in a prop, it's really hard to come by. You can see me here. I've already picked up 2 really quick kills because people are just turning around, wasting all their speed, wasting all their energy. If you're in a plane that doesn't turn, that means you have to keep your speed. And if you're in a plane that can turn, that is a jet, of course, you can turn, but you've got to remember that you bleed speed when you turn and when you go into a vertical. So if you go into too many verticals, if you keep turning, like if you climb like a prop and then do a 180, it's not going to give you any benefits in the long run. So what I would recommend is that you rush or rush off to the side, which I'll show you in another video. But you can see here, I've just managed to catch things like this Venom completely off guard. And I'm using my good energy retention to put myself into a vertical because I know that Venom can't follow because he's wasted his energy climbing like a prop. You can see the just raw benefits that, one, this plane has being a really, really good accelerator, but at the same time, keeping my energy and using that properly, this thing is dominant. This thing is crazy. I've picked up 3 kills without an issue because I have teammates that come with me that take the planes that I bait for them, and we have speed and energy combined. There's just no stopping us against planes that climb like props. And this is why I genuinely get upset when teams climb like props in jets. They're completely different. They work differently. They don't perform the same. And so applying the same strategy does not work. A plane with high acceleration, maybe with an afterburner, you could possibly get away with it, but I would still recommend pushing your energy to the limits. Because in a jet, that is exactly how you get kills. Those little differences in energy that you can make happen from the start of the match all the way to its finish is what will get you kills. What will put you in an advantageous situation, and what will, at the end of the day, be much better for you as a pilot. It's just way better, way simpler, way more straightforward, and way more effective. The Meteor Mark III, at least the C Meteor Mark III, has extremely good, capable flight characteristics. It is a perfect 7.7. I would say that it goes hand in hand with the Horton 229. It is very similar to a Horton 229, whereas this thing tends to be a little bit faster, tends to accelerate quicker. The Horton 229 turns a little bit quicker. They have similar energy retention. They have similar turn rates. Well, the Horton 229 sort of blasts that out the window, but like for the most part, I would say the Horton 229 and the C Meteor and the F80C are very, very close. The F84G is extremely close. I would say the Yak 30 is extremely close to this performance, or the LA15. All of these vehicles have really, really good performance, and 8.0, I have said this for years, and I will say it for years to come. 8.0 and 7.7 are the best battle ratings for jets, because that is the middle ground. That is where you get the sort of subsonic, you get the energy fights, you get the decently accelerating jets, but at the same time you get some that turn okay, some that are pretty fast, some that are sort of in between, and you have a whole lot to play with here. You have so many excellent jets and so many excellent vehicles that honestly 8.0 and 7.7 is the battle rating to be. If you want to talisman a rank 5 for your British, this is without a doubt, without a shred of a doubt, the best plane you can do that with. Unlock the C Meteor, talisman it, and then you should be good for God knows how long. This plane is so good. And does it deserve a battle rating increase? No, not by any chance. I think if you put it up, it'll suffer too much. And at the battle rating it's at, it does not cause enough damage. There are MiG-15s it still faces, and the MiGs can give it a run from its money. But for the most part, in the C Meteor, you are pretty golden. You have a lot that you can use against everyone. And that's where a jet should be in terms of its balance. None of this T2 stuff where the T2 is, without a doubt, superior in almost every way to every jet that it faces. In this case, there are adversaries that can deal with this thing very efficiently. And at the same time, there are really, really close fights between the C Meteor Mark III and things like the Horton 229, the F84G, the MiG-15 BIS, the LA-15, the Yak 30. This battle rating is perfect. Gaijin, you have outdone yourself with this battle rating. I love it. Keep going. Keep going with things like this, with well balanced. Everything has a niche, Every nation has something good, and this is where it should be. So thank you, Gaijin, for down-tiering the C Meteor Mark III to where it should have been. It is a couple of years late, but better late than never. This change was absolutely amazing, and it was perfect. And putting your basic jet tactics to use just makes the thing shine even. Anyway, ladies and gents, thank you very much for watching. Take care, and I'll catch you next time.